Greetings guys, we have a new project. This time there will also be a gel invasion, but not the same as you are always used to seeing. I have already read your comments. You write to me the same thing and I have already explained to you all that I am not a blogger, we just show the work of our company. This is such an advertisement. That is, we are not building a project for YouTube, remember this. This is the most important thing. So, this time we will build the new G-wagon 2022 G63 has a beautiful color. Let's look at it from all sides. And then I'll tell you what we are going to do with it. Yes guys, now I can tell you for sure that we have reached a certain level that people began to bring new cars to us from America and in such a difficult time for our country. Now, of course, I will say thank you to our customers for their trust. What will we do with this car? Let's tell you initially. We will make it 4x4 squared very slowly, neatly without mistakes. German portal gearboxes already in our hands. New types of gears and so on, well, in short, modern portal gearboxes are installed on the factory suspension. You know that there is no axle in front here. There is a completely different suspension installed here than the old body. Also we installed 18 inches rims and 37 tires. But we will see about this. The 63 brakes are hefty. What about disc offset? Here it is also very carefully necessary to measure, so that both suspension elements do not rub the wheel and the wheel does not stick out much. This is very important, but I am very scrupulous about such details. Because if you do it thoughtlessly, for example, there are such projects I saw in Dubai, the arch extensions are huge plus the wheel still sticks out 7 to 8 centimeters. Then I saw in England such a car, driven with the wheels sticking out very much, and most likely that these were my wheels. And man once bought from us and didn't even ask questions about what kind of departure and so on. I asked if this is on an ordinary G-wagon or on portal gears. He said, give me rims and everything else should not bother you. Well, I sold it and then I see it seems like my rims are on that G-wagon. Wheels stick out crazily, that is, the floor of the wheel sticks out outside under wide arches, not for such but already wide ones, that is, here we will approach this issue very carefully. Go further. Arch extensions. You know, when the original 4x4 in the square came out, it had such an arch extension plus a small carbon fiber extension. To be honest, I don't like it very much. Please be sure to write a comment whether you like your arch extensions of the new G-wagon or not. And another question about the visor on the original G-wagon 4x4 squared. On the new body, the visor is also not of a different style like in the old one. Well, I can't get used to this visor. Somehow I look at it, well, I don't like it at all. I'm waiting for your comments.
I don't blame myself, couldn't see it coming. I know now, that's how they do it. They drag you in, just to leave you feeling stupid. Hey, don't call me up, I know you know what you did, so I'm turning the radio up. Don't wanna hear it's too late for apologize. Lately I've realized that what goes around comes back around. What goes around comes back around.
what about our plans? We want to put arch extensions here from the old G-wagon. Those parts are from fiberglass already and we need to fit them up. When the car will be on new wheels we will install all this. Also we need to choose the departure as deep as possible so the car would not be very wide. This body is wider than old, about 13 or 15 centimeters. I don't know for sure. Then there will be portal gears and wheels and takeaway will be crazy, and the car will look like a cockroach. Well, not a cockroach, but a spider. Car in the center and on the sides legs. But it will not be wrong and ugly, that is, we want to fit everything in a very miniature grinding and I want to consult with you. I will now insert photos. That's how the new G-wagon looks. In my opinion, it's somewhere in Japan. They made such a car, also they installed arch extensions from the old one, they adjusted. Well, everything looks very nice, that is, well, as if it's all factory. Also I'll put a picture about new extensions, and I don't like it, the car and those extensions don't converge, also comment this. Well, I will insert all 3 types of arches and wait for your comments. Okay, guys, I moved specifically to the sun for you to look in this color. It is considered a modern, beautiful, chic, expensive color. By the way, in the same color we will have XLP or already have. I don't know when this video will be released, but the XL pickup is about to be painted. On this car, the rims are 23 Wassen. Very beautiful drawing. I think that it is lightweight, very well standing under arches, that is, their takeaway is just perfect for G-wagon, by the way they will be sold. I'll ask our client for the price of these wheels. I'll measure them to the old G-wagon body. Maybe we'll see how it looks in my car. I'll post it all on Instagram, also here's my Instagram. Subscribe and follow. On my Instagram account you can see more info about our works. What do we do? Well, for the price of the rims, if someone is interested in them, I will also let you know on Instagram. But that's not all of the most delicious things in this car. There is a masterpiece exhaust. This is Akrapovic, guys, I'll say that well. Your ears will just melt from this sound. The exhaust is just a masterpiece. When you drive it there is some kind of regassing on Sport Plus mode and it does some kind of popping shots. Let's start the car and show how cool the G63 sounds in a new body in Sport Plus mode and exhausts. I turned on Sport Plus mode, heard how the sound has changed, and let's give it a little more gas.
Давайте чуть-чуть больше.
Exhaust is very important for me. Well, it's very important in a car. When I buy cars, the appearance is so that it is a very beautiful car and the color should be very beautiful too. Well, this is important for me. Probably the interior is important. Then the exhaust, then the music. And then only the power in this car is all that I need. But the only thing is that it is very expensive. But now guys, I want to show you the interior. If you are interested in my opinion, I'll tell you very briefly, it's just beautiful and then I'll drive. I will very briefly tell my feelings in this car and compare it with the old G-wagon. Everything will be very short. Well, then we will continue our project. The first thing I want to do is, of course, turn on Sport Plus mode and immediately feel this wonderful exhaust. I already said that Akrapovic is installed here. This car just needs to be bought just because there is a wonderful exhaust from the factory. Another plus, when you pick up a little money to install some kind of Brabus or Akrapovic exhaust or something else, then the sound will be just a masterpiece. Let's give a little gas and then just free the pedal.
Хорошо. Блин, это пацаны шедевр.
There are people that evaluate cars by their own methods. This is a bad car or that is a good one. Let's say Lexus is a cool car because it doesn't break down for a long time. And the G-wagon is bad, because it needs to be serviced. Well, German cars now, you know, are no longer the same as they once were, but I'll say differently, probably there are no bad cars. And there are just boring cars. For example, for me personally, Lexus is a simple good car for every day with a minimum of problems with it. And there is a Geländewagen that you buy and your life will definitely not be boring. You get into it and you're already getting high from the salon. He's just beautiful here outwardly, it's just a king and god. If he's in the 63rd body kit, he's already handsome. He's already got some kind of body kit Brabus wide star and you got maximum handsomeness. But there must be an exhaust, you all know. I think that the most attractive SUV it's only G-wagon. You can agree or disagree with me. Write about it in the comments. Perhaps you will say Lexus 570. There you just understand it is nearby. Yes, the car is good, but in my opinion it is boring. Let's open the window to hear that sound. I still need to choose the road because there is a wide car with 580 horses. It goes sliding when I push gas. Damn how he growls. Let's throw. Guys, I'll tell you honestly, I haven't driven a more emotional car yet. It's just a thrill, but for this you need to pay well. Probably about $250,000 to $270,000. Today such a car costs. What about rims? I'll tell you. So I feel a little stiffness from the fact that the rubber does not balance these micro dimples, there are bumps and so on. Right now we are driving routes in the forest. If the profile would be bigger, that profile would probably be better, softer, but I don't want some 20 rims here. It's definitely just big wheels and just $1 million view. But it's softer from the old gel. I am 100% sure. Everything steers much better, that is, the front end here is simply amazing. I still feel that the rear axle here remains the same as in the old G-wagon. Of course, it's all better from the old Geländewagen. But I also feel swings and it seems to me like the old suspension. But these roll when you turn left to right with the steering wheel already gone. What other differences? Let's tell you. The steering wheel itself turns so easily and neatly that the car is like a toy. In general, like all modern cars, the last years of production, there is also a very neat steering wheel here. The steering rack is no longer this warm gear, like in the old G-wagon, everything is much better here. That is, you sat down and immediately felt modernity in the cabin. Well, you see it's just a buzz here, everything is very modern and beautiful. Mercedes in this regard are the best.
По салону, ну, вы видите, это просто кайф. Здесь все очень современно, все красиво. Мерседесы в этом плане, они, конечно, самые лучшие.
In general, guys, I came to the measurement site. I found a clean road where there are no people. I took the draggy device, the program on the phone, and now we will take a few measurements. I will probably show you the best too. We are already in the hangar. Now we will have the first stage. This is the installation of German portal gearboxes. We will install them carefully, slowly so as not to make mistakes. We will put the wheels increased the same as in the original 4x4 squared. Let's see what errors we will have on the dashboard and computer and fix it all. I have already collected a bunch of information. Let's see how the wheels will rotate, especially the front ones, because I think that they will rest everywhere. And after that, when we do everything that I have told you, we will go for a test drive. The second stage we will have is to lift the suspension, that is, lift the suspension up to the height we need, so that it is like in the original 4x4. I think there will also be many different errors, because there are electronic shock absorbers here. That is, a bunch of sensors, a bunch of wires to them, and so on.
Something that I'm breathing, telling me to sleep in. Fix behind my lids like nothing gets done. Living by a bad truth, swallow it like who knew. Marching to the drums like pa 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 pa. Sliding by the beaches, gotta have a secret. Life is plain peaches, tell nobody my secret. Drowning at the teaching, gotta have a secret.
We have already disassembled struts. I want to tell you that somehow I heard evil tongues say that there is a portal gearbox fastened with 3 bolts. Here is the portal gearbox cover. And if you can see these 4 bolts plus here, and here. These 2 lower ones are also attached to the entire portal gearbox. So, as always, they lie.
Silhouette, avoiding every threat. I wanna stay like a silhouette, but I can't do that. No, I can't do that. No, I can't
Guys, just look at the size of the caliper from the G-wagon. Here is my fist and here is a caliper. It's crazy. I'll tell you that the portal gearboxes, according to the instructions, are not quite like that. That is, everything needs to be checked, every hole, every fit, exclaims and so on. The bearings are also made in Germany. That side next door says everything is Chinese there. In fact, all this is not true.
I'm just a fake silhouette, avoiding every threat. I wanna stay like a silhouette, but I can't do that. No, I can't do
We made a lot of different measurements around the front caliper of the brake disc and calculated. We need rims to be 20 inches diameter. The style is exactly the same as 6x6, but there we installed 18. Here rims will be 20 because less no longer sits on the front caliper. It's just that huge wheels have already been ordered, they have been made and they are already sailing to us. Rubber will also be ordered, aggressive in style, like 6x6. Now we have put other people's wheels 22 and 37 through adapter spacers, in order to go test to see how it behaves. We also need to put out every error, because it was necessary to make connections between huge wheels and portal gearboxes with this smart modern G63 car. We did all this. On the dashboard there is not a single error. I will put frames for you. Cleaned errors, measured time between 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. Let's see what kind of losses we have. We are holding on.
Держимся. Твою мать!
60.
Да ты что?
100.
Сколько? 5 секунд.
In general, as you understand in the dynamics, absolutely nothing is lost. Some people told me that I had a bad start. That is, I had to turn on the interaxle lock. That is, block the transfer case, so that the torque is distributed back and forward. I don't want to repeat this because it's dumb. The car is not mine somewhere else to turn it over on the road. Well, I don't want that, to be honest. Without locks, it was very scary. What problems do we still have with this alteration? South front will have nowhere to turn. Where it turns either left or right. Because this G63 is usually built either on diesels or on the G500. In America this is the G550. There are fewer radiators, pipes, and so on. In our case, to the left and to the right everything rested on the front and on the back because we installed even larger 37 wheels. But in general people put 35, but it's very ugly. I showed you the frames, you yourself probably noticed that somehow, well, it doesn't look very good on 35 wheels. But we did it all. The wheels rotate, on a lowered suspension, that is, on the stock one. Yes, it was possible to lift it and it would not rest anywhere. But this is wrong, that is, on some pits, it still got to those radiator pipes, and so on. In general, everything turned out. And for us, the next stage will be spring liftins, that is, a little higher springs, in order to raise the car to the same height as the original 4x4 squared, and we will also see how to connect it all. We will fix errors that will come out because electronic shock absorbers have a bunch of wires going to them and so on. I know that there may be problems, but we are ready for them. I think that everything will be fine. But about this I will tell you in the next video. In general, glory to our soldiers, glory to Ukraine. Guys, write your comments. And in the next video we will show the completely finished project and it will be very, very fast.